Hey everybody, it's Mike from Get Your Rock Out, and I am here with my very last interview of the day with To The Bones. How are you guys doing?
All good, bro.
Yeah, great, man.
How was the set earlier?
Fantastic, yeah. Nice
awesome.
load, nice room full of people, all into it from what we could see. So yeah, it was very good.
Great crowd, great room. Really good.
Alright, To The Bones from glamorous Bolton, I've read somewhere. You guys ever played Lancaster?
We played, the Walkabout venue a long time ago. In the early days, we did.
That's Preston, isn't it?
No, there was a Walkabout in Lancaster. We did a gig there, but that's the only time we played Lancaster, I think. But yeah.
I played with other bands in Lancaster. I can't remember what the pub was called, but we didn't get asked to go back, so.
It was the small room, it was the Yorkshire House, it was the one with the giant pillar. Yeah, okay.
I remember that.
Yeah, from Lancaster.
Yeah, I'm there every Monday for Metal Nights. I'm always interested if people have played, but this is a bad anecdote if you haven't played, so it's all good. Now, there's a very interesting phrase that I came across while researching you guys. I don't know who came up with it, but Pixies tackling Motorhead. That is the best description of a band I've ever heard.
I think that was, it might have been the Enemy, that one actually. I think it was one of them. Yeah, Enemy did something very similar to that. But yeah, they put that down. They said the imagery is fantastical and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's good, nice. Motorhead, one of my favourite bands. Pixies, one of my favourite bands. So it's all good, you know.
Good synopsis.
Yeah.
Really? Awesome.
I mean, is there pressure then when you get that kind of thing? It's like, well, we have to live up to that, so just make it a bit mental, or just...
You relish in it, don't you? Really? You kind of, if someone says, oh, you sound like the Motorhead and the Pixies, you think, well, we're going to make it the best we can. You know, it's not daunting, it's just a challenge.
You tend not to let it, you know, it's always great getting that kind of press, but we always focus on getting on with our own thing, you know, just keep making our music and stuff, so, but it's awesome to get that kind of, you know, notoriety and stuff, so that's very cool.
Who else would you consider influences?
Queens of Stone Age, one of our favourite bands, obviously Motorhead, Pixies, Caius, a pretty killer, Deftones, early Manic Street Preachers are pretty killer. Fugazi.
Yeah,
the Cramps, like a bit of Cramps, yeah.
Definitely the Cramps.
That's Iggy and the Stooges, I love Iggy and the Stooges. Weezer, love Weezer. Yeah, there's loads of bands basically. We can go on that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? The good meaty riffs and good pop sense as well. Into that kind of stuff, a great deal, yeah.
Well, I wanted to ask about that because the other great phrase is skewed pop melodies. That's something that's come up. I mean, how does that work then? Is it like you listen to pop and you go, how can I skew this, or is it just that's the way it sounds when you're finished, or what?
I mean, that was their in you know, interpretation on a few of our releases and stuff, in a few of our singles, but. It's, I don't know, I guess it's not your normal kind of classic kind of pop rock song in the way there's a lot of shouting going on, but it somehow comes across as accessible in that sense. I think that's what they're trying to say there, I guess, but yeah.
Like it's discordant, but it's catchy. You know, it doesn't sound quite right in terms of it's not like a 4/4 pop song, but it's got something to it that pulls you back in, so it might be a little melody.
Yeah. It'll still rumble around your head for days, basically. That's what everyone keeps saying, and you know, like Rex is one of our big tunes, and that tends to get that kind of reaction as well, and you know, it's cool.
Because you guys are very big on creating hooks, aren't you? Musical hooks in your song. Is that a decision, you know, that's you're thinking this is what people are going to like, or is that just the way you write?
We want to listen to songs with hooks. We want to write songs with hooks because that's what gets you listening to it. If it's too inaccessible and it's too, you know, I'm not into prog. I'm not into that. You know, so we write what we like to listen to, and that's what we like.
I mean, luckily, naturally, it comes to us. You know, when we're doing our stuff, writing our tunes, it tends to come naturally. So we tend to get that kind of, you know, hook, and it naturally feels right. So we will naturally include it into the track. So it's one of those kind of things, you know. If it sounds like it could, you know, possibly be a chorus, then we'll probably most likely keep it in. So yeah, it's that kind of vibe, I reckon. So.
And the other good phrase is agitated guitar work. Anything?
Well,
definitely agitated.
Yeah.
How does that work then? Does that mean, you know, I'm very agitated with a guitar, or is it just that's how it sounds?
Passion. I think they mean passionate. Really, they just bought a dictionary, but I think it means passionate.
There's a lot of, you know, energy and a lot of, you know, making sure that we play our instruments, and when you're in that kind of zone of playing live, it's not always a case of standing there and playing. You get that much adrenaline pumped into your body in that given half an hour that you just unleash it out onto your guitar. So it's there's a lot of agitated guitar work going on there because you're just unleashing everything that's in your body out onto the guitar, I guess. So
we know we've got 20 minutes, half an hour to make an impression. So you've got to make the best impression you can. And normally, if you play as loud as you can, as good as you can, you know, and thrash out a bit, you'll make a lasting impression. And that's what we want to do.
With your varied influences, I mean, I was talking to Cypher 16 about this earlier. I mean, do you guys have a certain kind of band that you would like to tour with, or a certain kind of tour that you'd like to be on, or are you just open with any kind of rock band?
Yeah, I mean, there are a few. We've had a few interviews and like similar questions, and they've asked who we'd like to tour with. I mean, there's so many awesome bands that we'd love to play with. Obviously, our idols will be, you know, quite up there. You know, the Queens of the Stone Age, the Foo Fighters kind of vibes. Sabbath, Motorhead, whatever, you know, anything that we respect in that sense, would be an absolute honour to support them. But as far as it goes, we're open to playing with new bands equally, and just, you know, bands that we like, of course.
Yeah, like Victor in Birmingham.
Victor from Birmingham, great new band. And then we did some stuff with Virgin Mary's recently. Obviously, they're far, you know, they're doing very, very well at the moment. But it was an honour to play with those guys, so we'd love to play more gigs with those guys, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so it's not necessarily, you know, it's just about playing the right gig, you know. So yeah.
Having said that, what's next for you guys after this is all wrapped up?
Series of singles this year. Some pretty cool festivals. We're playing Camden Rocks Festival, which is, the lineup's looking really, really good with that. There's some loads of new bands that are popping up in there, like Bleach, who I'm a fan of at the moment, who I saw supporting My Vitriol in Manchester recently, which are a band that have disappeared a bit but come back again. And then we're doing some other. We got some great news today. We're playing some really awesome festivals that we can't announce just yet, which I'm dying to unleash out onto the.
I would love to tell you, but
Harris would be smacked if we told you guys what they were yet. But they are very, very freaking good, and we're going
just keep an eye on you guys' Facebook page, essentially.
Yeah, our website's tothebones.co.uk. All the links are on there, so yeah.
All right, well, we're going to have to wrap this up, unfortunately, but do you have a message right into the camera for all our readers that get your rock out?
What did we say to all the last interviews?
We said, and we looked very deep into their eyes, and we said we love you, or, you know, but a bit more convincing than that, probably. Yeah. But we do. Anyone who wants to, you know, come out and rock out with us.
And we had a bucket full of Wayne's World quotes as well. You know, be excellent to one another. That's very important. Is it? Yeah. Be excellent to one another. Oh yeah, it is. Bill and Ted. What's the Wayne's World one then?
It's a Party On.
Oh, Party On, dudes.
Or Andrew WK. Party Hard.
Yeah, and Party Hard. Yeah.
Yeah. Go on.
I appreciate the sentiment. Thank you guys very much. Cheers.
Dude, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Very much.
All the best.